faces. The way I approach drawing faces is first I draw a circle. Okay, but actually what's important to keep in mind when it comes to drawing a face is the roundness of it. So, and this is something I still struggle with sometimes. So, center line. And honestly, I don't even adhere to this circle all that much, but it's a good like starting point. And then usually the eye line is gonna be in the middle of this circle. Right. And then you draw the jaw. Wow, proportions are really bad. But see how I don't always adhere to the circle? It's just a starting point for me. See, this is my whole art process, is I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of follow this, but then I don't. Right. Okay, so the nose is kind of at the bottom of that circle. And when I draw a nose, this is why I got this from looking at Glenn Keane's drawings of like Disney princesses. He always draws like this circle for their nose to start out as like an undersketch. And so, I don't know, I just started doing that as well, just so I know where it is. And then from here, I will usually put in the eyebrows before the actual eyes. I'm not sure why I do this, but it's just, it's the order that I do. It kind of helps inform me, I guess, where everything is. It's putting the eyebrows, even though the eyebrows can move around a little bit. But it kind of tells me, like, where's the bridge of the nose coming from the eyebrow. And then from here, the way I like to draw most of my eyes is kind of this sort of shape. This is the top of the eye. I mean, eyes are all kinds of shapes, but this is like my default. So something to keep in mind with the face proportions when you're doing the eyes is, especially when the head is turned, the eyes are still going to be the same height. So, for example, let me draw this eye over here and say, like, this is the bottom of the eye. Well, that means that this eye, if we're following these lines that are going around the head, it's really tempting to kind of think, oh, foreshortening and like make this eye really small. And this happens a lot. I mean, sometimes I do it by mistake a lot, but actually you need to make sure that it's still the same height as the other eye, even though it's squished, let's see, horizontally, right? And then from here, the lips, down here, the way I usually start with the lips is I like to draw the center point of the lip, and then I like to go with the corners. And also still thinking about, okay, the face is like wrapping around this point. And sometimes if it helps, I will just color in the upper lip when I'm sketching. And so this character, I kind of drew them with like a pretty big chin, so it could have, I mean, honestly, could turn it into a male. But, you know, we mostly draw girls around here, so rounding out that face, bringing the chin a little bit more dainty, like such. And then bringing in the jaw. The ears are usually, if you're wrapping around the head, usually they are between the eyebrow and the bottom of the nose. So I usually just start by drawing a, oh, you know, unless it's an elf. Then you can go crazy. I usually start by drawing like a circle to indicate and figure out where the ear goes. And then you can see, oh, the head's not exactly matching back here. Whoopsies. The skull. When I draw the skull, I tend to like to use a kind of straight-ish lines. I don't know why, but I just do. Right. And then the neck can be kind of confusing. I don't know why. You think it's just easy, but then like sometimes you'll realize, oh, the connection point of the head and the neck is weird. And I like to always be thinking about like, would I see a little bit of like the under chin? Like, is it gonna kind of come into the chin with an angle a little bit, or are we looking down enough that you don't really see that? And then the back of the skull. Right. Ta-da! It's a head. And then it's from here, it's all just like kind of refining details. Making it whatever character. Whatever character it is you're drawing. Actually, kind of proud of this face.